going okay, I'm going to address a comment here. So this person, Jesse, says, I don't understand what you're talking about. As far as subs viewing the Titanic, that's completely wrong. No submarine can go to the depths of the Titanic. Have you watched the news recently? The only way the Titanic has ever been viewed is from a robot armed with a camera released from a submarine. That's kind of true, but that's actually not true at all. They actually do go all the way down to the Titanic. And I know that because Bill Paxton, before his death, had done interviews where he talked about going to the Titanic. Because Bill Paxton, who was in Titanic, he was the guy at the beginning who was doing the sub dives to go down, and he was looking for the heart of the ocean. He did interviews where he told news that on 9/11, like terrorist attack day 9/11, he and James Cameron were having lunch on the deck of the Titanic. Like literally, that morning they dove in their submarine. They landed the submarine on the deck of the Titanic, and they had a picnic lunch. And then when they returned, they found that 9/11 had happened. And I have Googled it to prove this. And what it says is, Rob Lowe once made an appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast and recalled a wild story that Paxton had told him years back about Cameron and Paxton literally ate lunch on the deck of the Titanic. The pair took a sub down to the wreckage and had a meal on the sunken deck. I'm not the only person saying this. Okay, I'm not crazy. I might be crazy when it comes to the fives. Okay? But even that, if you don't believe that this year has been chaotic, I don't know what I can do to help you understand. I'm in California. It was cold here until 2 weeks ago. We're in July. That's chaos. There was a lot of snow that we don't usually get, a lot of rain we don't usually get. That's chaotic. The sub imploding at all is chaotic. The fact that it's happening exactly 38 years after it was originally found, chaotic. The 5 people in the sub, that's another 5 for the chaos. But to just utterly say, no, that's not possible, it's not possible to go down that deep, it is. It absolutely is, and they absolutely do. They take those subs all the way down. They land them on various parts of the ship. That's how they feed the robots out into the ship. They have to be very close to it. In the past, when they first found the Titanic, then they were just using the robots to go down, to pick up things, to look around. But that was in 1985. And by the year 2000, when the terrorist attacks had hit, they had already gotten technology to the point where they were going down and landing on the ship. And James Cameron was regular. James Cameron has done over 30 dives to Titanic. You think he's doing that if he's not getting anywhere near the ship? They literally land on the ship when they go down. I am not lying. I promise you. You can look up documentaries. You can look up interviews. You can see them talking about doing it. You can see footage of them looking through the windows at the ship. As a matter of fact, I watched a documentary the other night. It was called Ghost of the Abyss. And it has Bill Paxton's first dive. And you can see the fear. Like he's constantly asking, is this okay? Is that okay? What number do I need to look for to know that we're in danger? Like it's at 21 now. What number do I need to know, like to worry if it gets below? Like things like that. He was just absolutely panicked. And his Russian submarine diver was constantly calming him. And then when they got there, the excited Beal, look, Beal. You can see it. She's telling him to look out the porthole, and it's hilarious and real and humanizing, because down there that man is not Mr. Paxton, the billionaire. He's Bill, and he's looking at the Titanic, and he could die at any second because that sub could explode. But all that matters in that moment is seeing the ship, seeing the wreck, being that close to it, and being one of the few humans that was ever that close to it and survived. You can mock and laugh at me for being stupid and being a conspiracy theorist with the fives and all, but this is absolutely wrong. And I needed to correct it because it's absolutely wrong. They do go all the way to the Titanic, so deep that they land on it. And that's a rich person story you'll never tell. On 9/11, I was having lunch on the deck of the Titanic.